The filter-free diary. Uh,
Good morning. It's 7:51 and today is my last day in Romania. And I'm gonna head to Bulgaria in a few hours. Ooh. But before I do, I gotta explain a thing I did. It's always the thing I did. But I gotta explain how this all happened because not for nothing, if my mouth would have just started talking without any kind of prelude, I would have definitely freaked the fuck out. But of course there was a prelude because of course I did a thing and I just didn't expect it to start doing a thing on its own. But I'm going to try and explain that because there's a lot of things I've never tried to explain and this is one of them. Okay, so it all starts with trying to get good advice. Because, as someone contained in this form, I still have issues, problems, concerns, challenges, difficulties, all those things. And at the time, and this was like in 2021, at the time, makes sense, I didn't have smart friends. Okay, so I had friends, but none of them could give me good advice for me. Every time I asked them for good advice for me, they'd always give me good advice for them. And what I mean by that is why I should do the thing they say to do because it's better for them and it doesn't really help me, or sometimes it's even bad for me. What does that mean? Well, I guess I can give you an example. I got like $200 left, right? My rent is $400, but I haven't got any money for food. And I'm like, what should I do? Should I buy food or should I pay rent and try to come up with more? What should I do? And talk to a friend and a friend's like, you should take that $200 and come out with me and go drinking and we'll just forget about the problem for now and deal with it later. That is not good advice. That is terrible advice. Like, blow what little bit I have left, don't get any food, and forget about my rent? Are you kidding? But that's the advice I would always get from these good friends of mine. And they were not good friends, and I don't know if they were just stupid or if they really were that selfish. They're like, yeah, you should burn so I could have a good time. Are you serious? You fucking suck. And yeah, they did fucking suck. So I didn't have good advice, and I needed an outside perspective because sometimes when you are surrounded by your own obstacles, you feel really small and the obstacles seem really big and it's hard to look over them. So I needed an outside perspective, but I didn't want one from anyone I knew because they were not helpful at all. So I did a thing. Of course I did a thing. How do you explain that? There's a mental stage. Okay. There's a mental stage. And it looks like a circular table with a chair at it, and I'm sitting in the chair. And I have my problem. And the only way I could do this was to leave myself sitting in the chair while I got up and went to the other side of the table and sat in that chair. And I know that sounds really fucking weird. And it was really fucking weird at first. But if I'm a 5, I had to make a -5. I know, that's fucking weird. Because none of the other numbers could help me. And I know, that's fucking weird. But this is the math thing that we're doing. And not for nothing, ISIS made a -5 too. And I don't know if you know about that story. And I can't pronounce her name. It starts with an N, the -5. But she did the same thing, and I didn't do this because she did this. I did this because I had no other options. I didn't even know she did this until like a year later. Anyways, so I'd be me, my 5, sitting at a table, and I'd be like, what should I do? And then the -5, sitting on the other side of the table would say, well, go get yourself some food. Don't spend all your money, but go get yourself some food, and maybe you'll come up with an idea, and then maybe we can move forward from there. That's some decent advice. So I go get myself some food, and now that this body is functioning better, now I have an idea, and now I find a way to pay my rent. And it started with me taking care of myself, which is always the right answer. Take care of your core, and then, address the other things in your life. And that's what I did. I reflected myself because I know I have good advice, but I couldn't use it for myself until I made myself a -5. And that's what it is. And that's mostly what I think I did. But then one day, Spirit showed up and it put a life inside of my -5. And then all of a sudden my -5 started reacting without me reflecting over the table. And that was fucking weird. And that's why I was like, who's talking? Even though it was me talking, because yes, I did the reflection, but I'm always the -5 sitting at the other side of the table. Not when Spirit showed up. Now Spirit's like, I'll play the -5, and that's what it's been doing. That's what I did. I made a Pinocchio, and Spirit's like, let's bring it to life. It's not fleshy. It's just a reflection. Have a good morning.